Welcome to Toy Car Part 6, where we're going to make a tire similar to what you see here. So let's start by going into your toy car project and making a new design, and I'll show you what to do from there. All right, first things first is you need to open up your wheel that you had made, because we're going to steal a drawing from this. All right, so what we're going to do first is take it. Actually, I'm sorry, I lied. We didn't need to open up the wheel. I'm going to actually close this. We're going to make a copy of the wheel. And I know I have more things than you have. Okay, put it in the same folder that you have. Make a copy of it. Okay, you'll see that wheel, that thing called wheel in there. We're going to rename that copy that you made and call it tire. Now I already have a tire in there. I'm going to call mine tire 2. You just call yours tire. All right, and we're going to double click and open up that thing that you had called tire. I'm going to get rid of that because I don't need it. All right, now we're going to slide this timeline bar all the way back to just in front of, or to the right of, the very first sketch that you made. And we're going to delete everything after by right-clicking here and say delete all features after history marker, because all we need is this sketch. All right, so we're going to go into that first sketch, double click on it, and that brings up that first sketch we did for the wheel. Now we're stealing part of this, and the first thing that we're going to need is up here in kind of a random spot. We're just going to make a horizontal line up above this thing when we're looking at the right side of the view cube. And we're going to dimension from this center line to this 6 millimeters. So dimension from this line to that line is going to be 6. All right, so you should have something that looks similar to this. Now, zoom in up here. We're going to make our tire fit into this little notch right here that we had made in the wheel. So we're going to create an arc, 3-point arc. Okay. We're going to go from this point right here, not the outside, but this inside point. Okay, we're going to come straight up to hook onto there. You could come out a little bit and make that kind of bulb out just a little bit. I am so sorry. That is not what I want to do. Hit escape. My bad. I chose the wrong spot. So undo if you already did that. Create arc, 3-point arc. It is this outside point. Sorry, I messed that up. So we're going to go to this outside point of the tire, up to hook up to that line, make a little bit of a bulb. This would look weird, okay? Straight would not mimic a tire, so, something looking about like that. All right, now to make this symmetrical, we're going to make a line from this center point that already exists right there, going up just a little bit. Doesn't really matter how long it is because I'm just using it as a mirror tool. We're going to take this arc and we're going to mirror it, create a mirror. And we already selected it. My mirror line, I got to make that blue, is that one. And okay. And now we should have an enclosed profile. All right. So we've got basic tire. It's a pretty low profile tire. That's cool. Finish sketch. Oh my God, it went away. No, I just need to turn back on the sketch because it went off. There we go. Tilt like you always do when you're going to extrude or revolve something. And we're going to create a revolve for this. Now watch carefully what I'm selecting. I'm selecting that portion and this that's going to kind of stick into the rim. Okay. Right now, this is a new body. That's what I want. I'm going to select an axis by clicking and making that blue. And we're going to select that same line we did with the wheel and make our tire. Okay. Now I'm going to come up here to the body and probably make it out of, under plastic is rubber, but for right now, we'll leave it like this. Now, save this. This really important. Save it right now because we're going to do some stuff that could cause some problems in just a moment, and I don't want to lose all of this. So let's go ahead and fillet these edges a little bit. Okay. Although if you like it this way, you can keep it. I'm going to fillet these outside edges just a little bit. Make it look a little bit more realistic. You can go as far as you want. Don't do it too much because you might decide to put some lettering on the side and you don't want to take up too much of this space. So something fairly small. Cool. All right. And again, if you want to change your visual style to make it look see what it looks like that without hidden edges, fine. All right, here we go. So next thing is we're going to create an offset plane to draw some tread onto this thing. So we need to go construct offset plane. And we're going to offset from one of these existing planes that goes through the middle, either this one or this one. Can't do that one because that's going along with the tire. Let's just choose this guy. I don't know why my arrow is showing up so far out here. You might have to zoom out a little bit to see where this arrow is. We're going to come out just beyond the tire a little bit. And so you don't want to be inside the tire. We want to make sure we're out. Click OK. And we've got that plane that is off of the surface of the tire. If it makes you feel better, remember you can grab corners and move and kind of extend that plane so you can see what you're doing. All right, we are going to now sketch on that plane. Actually, I think I'm going to save this again. Okay. Let's save every step we do because you're going to have some math being done big time in this computer and sometimes it messes up. All right, we're going to sketch on this. I think I'll flip my tire around. You can come up here to your view cube. I don't know why I like looking at it this way. All right, now what you're going to do is you're going to draw some kind of pattern. And it's totally up to you what you do. You can be creative if you want. I'm going to do something a little bit simple. Now, it is important that you are drawing inside of the line. So make sure your view cube is straight. You don't want to start outside or you might mess things up a little bit. We want to start inside. And okay, so see where the center is? I want to stay within about, a very small degree. I can't come like way out here, make lines, and then do more like way down here. It won't work. They need to be fairly tight. So, whoops, got out of my sketch. Hold on. Okay, so I'll start with just a fairly simple, like Charlie Brown shirt kind of pattern. Okay, something simple. That's what I did on the other one. The fewer the lines, the better on this. You don't want to go crazy with it. And then I can offset this. Again, that's probably a little too far. I want to be somewhat close. You can't go too far because if you get too far out around the curve, you're not going to be able to cut this thing in. So, connect this with lines. You could do also something with shapes like this, rectangles, triangles, polygons. You could do some weird bubble polka dot thing. You could try to do your initials, but again, keep it as narrow as you can and as simple as you can. The more shapes and lines you draw, the more likely problems you're going to have in the next step. So once you've got your pattern drawn, go ahead and save again. And finish sketch. Actually, I should have saved after finishing the sketch. All right, because the next thing the computer's going to have a difficult time with possibly. Again, I'm saving after everything I do. So we're now going to extrude. After finishing sketch, we're going to extrude those things and we're going to drag them and cut them a little bit into the tire. Not too much, just take a look at how that looks. It should come into this fillet just a little bit. You kind of decide how far it's going to go down in there. Okay. You can always go back and adjust this thing later. Click OK. And again, let's save. Looks like a jack-o'-lantern. But this is my pattern. You do your pattern. All right. Now, here's the part that might mess up. In fact, if it's close to the end of a class period, you might not want to do this yet and save this as it is, because the processing that it takes to do this is a lot in the computer. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to create a circular pattern. So create pattern, circular pattern. Our objects, we want it to be a feature pattern. We're going to select that extrusion that we just made down here on the timeline, and then click axis selection to make this button blue, and we're going to select just the inside or outside of the tire. It works. And finally, you're going to adjust your quantity until it looks good to you. I'm going to start by let's try 30 and see how that looks. Still not quite enough. I think I'll try 50. Let's see how that looks. That looks pretty cool. So you decide what you want to do and how it's going to look. And once you're done, this is what takes a long time. Click OK. And a lot of times you'll get the spinning wheel of death that will last for a while. Well, that actually didn't do too bad. Cutting, I have found, is better than is better than lifting it off of the tire or making an extrusion that joins it and then cutting that out. I think I'll do a few more in my, let's try 58. I don't know. Let's try 60. So you can play around with it, and as long as you're not getting that spinning wheel of death that lasts forever, yeah, seems to be doing okay. I'm not sure I like that little triangle. Might go back and change it, but you'll end up with your tire. All right, guys. So once you've got it rendered, save that dude, take an image of it, and the next video will be optional for people that are on time or ahead to make lettering around the side of your tire. All right, good job, folks. We will see you next time where we're going to start adapting the car and making it look cool.